Salam, and welcome to Season 2 of The Conversation Piece. I'm your host, Aquila. Here we go. Welcome back to The Conversation Piece, Black Diamonds Edition. Let me tell you, my new chat group with Kevin and CeeCee, it is some stimulating conversation. And trying to edit, oh my gosh, woo! This part 2 will be a bit longer because we get into it from politics, protest groups, to religion, slavery. There's no topic off limits. Sometimes the uncomfortable needs to be addressed in order to bring about a realization, a reflection, and hopefully change. We can't afford to walk in the dark anymore. The lights need to be turned on.
We have got to awaken to who we are.
That's a byproduct of slavery.
All this.
Yeah, like Kevin, how can you say not valuing life is a byproduct of slavery? Well, they treated some of the slaves well. Yeah, I guess if you
my goodness, them treating slaves well, that's an oxymoron.
Okay. It's like, okay, if you want to see, treat another human being like as a slave is, this the whole word, like just saying it.
Yeah,
owning another human being. Just owning another human being.
I never understood the concept of someone questioning, like, well, I don't understand what was so wrong with slavery. What?
That don't even. I can't even have a conversation.
You're owning and treating another human. That's the thing. They don't see us as human, though. We've never been human to them.
They looked at it as livestock.
Harriet Tubman said, "I freed 1,000 slaves. I could have freed 10,000 more if they knew they were not slaves."
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Exactly. So now, she said she could have freed 10,000 more if they weren't slaves. Them 10,000 that she was talking about, them people was like, man, listen, bro, I don't know what's out there.
Okay.
I don't know, man.
It got to be better than them. It got to be.
Listen, them 1,000 said, man, fuck, I'm gone, bitch. I just seen what Master done raped my wife right there in front of me, bitch. I'm gone.
That part. Right? Yeah. That part.
Mm-hmm. So I look at Harriet Tubman. I respect Harriet Tubman. Harriet Tubman went back to go get some more.
Yeah, she could have easily looked out for herself, easily.
Exactly.
But no, there was something in her. She's like, no, she wasn't built like that. Some people, it's how you're built too. It's your experience, how you're built.
Yeah. Exactly. When you got a lot to lose, at one point we had our families to lose and think about, so we had to really watch the way we had to move as Black people.
Mm-hmm.
Then we started getting the opportunities. Some people took chances. Now we got a better opportunity. Now, at the second opportunity we get, we got houses now. We can own a little bit now. So we really want to watch the way we move and watch the way we think. We in there, but we ain't all the way in there.
No.
Now we all the way in. Now we want to change the way we think all of a sudden. Now we scared to make sacrifices. Bitch, they ain't gonna take nothing but money from you. You got your family. Yeah, man, but we used to this $30 million a year now. I bet just 10 years ago you ain't had that $30 million though, bro. And you were still used to it. You were still eating good.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't missing nothing. Mm-mm.
But it's the mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Because the slave master always had that, he had house slaves, he had field slaves. He had a black slave, a couple dark-skinned black slaves just staying in the house. But, the slaves outside, you nigga, you ain't shit. We know you's a house nigga.
Mm-hmm.
We got house niggas now, and we got field niggas now. But we got more field niggas than we got more house niggas than we do field niggas.
Mm-hmm.
So now, when you see, just when we was kids, you see like, almost little, gay, gay white kids and stuff like. For me, growing up in Michigan, probably to see a gay person was nothing.
I didn't grow up around gay people.
Me neither.
I didn't grow up. I loved women, and for years, oh my gosh, when I was a teenager, I had nobody I can tell. That was one of my innermost secrets. I'm gonna say my innermost secret as a teenager, because I felt like I couldn't say anything to anybody. I grew up in the Bible Belt.
Could you think you felt like you get ridiculed and everything else?
Yeah, because I grew up in the Bible Belt. I grew up in South. I'm from Fort Myers, but I grew up like for real in South Carolina, Greenville, South Carolina.
Geechee country.
Yeah, so it was a little different.
Yeah.
You know, it was a little different, but it wasn't until I got grown really
Feel comfortable.
to really get my mind stabilized. You know, yeah. And then it was like, hold up, shit, I care.
You have to feel comfortable about who you are and everything else.
Yeah, I had to find out. It took me a while to truly blossom into who I am.
I can understand that.
Mm-hmm.
I can understand that. But people say, Kevin, you ain't gay. How can you understand that? I said, well, listen. As a kid, a killer, she'll tell you we had a house store in the project.
Mm-hmm.
So people come in our house all the time.
For real? I wonder if I ever been there.
You probably did. You just probably can't remember it.
So check this out. Everybody used to come to our house. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I remember Uggy, the gay dude Uggy, and his little crew. They'd come, you know, little gay boys and stuff like that all day long. So what? My uncle was gay. Okay, so what? I ain't got nothing against nobody. They're human beings just like everybody else human being.
Right.
They got to go through shit just like everybody else got to go through.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I support them as human beings.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I ain't gonna sit here and talking about, oh, I hate them. No, bro, ain't, man, listen, you treat them people just the same way. Because tell you the truth, in all actuality, you fuck with one of the punks if you want to, you gonna get your ass whooped.
Yeah, straight up. Straight up.
They can fight. They can fight.
Okay, and you got to fight the whole house too.
Everybody gonna laugh at you. Then you gonna go get your gun, so you gonna shoot, and you got beat up by a punk. You should respect
that part.
I see a rattlesnake, that bitch will kill me. I respect the rattlesnake.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go on.
One thing I don't respect. I know y'all gonna take this the wrong way. I'm being honest or being truthful. One thing I don't. One thing I do not and I cannot respect is for somebody to say that God made a mistake.
Oh.
When I see a transgender person, I can't fit. It's like I was watching something on Facebook the other day. I was talking about Taraji P. Henson got the show about she had the show about transgenders and stuff like that. Man, if they would have said nothing about transgenders, I'm like, damn, she pretty as shit. But the motherfuckers started talking, sounded deeper than my voice. You transgender, you know. And they were talking about, you know, the depression, and you know, we can always get ridiculed. And I'm saying to myself, well, why don't y'all tell motherfuckers who you is before they start talking to y'all at? You know, how about that shit?
That's the way it should be done. That's the way it should be done.
Hey, you know what I mean? Let me know you used to be, you know, who you used to be before who you is now. And give me the option of fucking with you. You know what I mean? I don't know. Let's be honest with people and don't tell God he made a mistake. Because if you tell God he made a mistake, then it's like, bro, you're on your own with that one, bro. So
that's more than a gender issue. That's more than a gender. It's deeper than a gender issue. It's way deeper than that. If somebody feel like God made a mistake, they need to dig some more. They don't need to stop at gender. They need to dig some more and figure something out, because their definitely their inheritance is struggle.
I think it speaks to a bigger issue. Oh, we lost again. I think it speaks to a bigger issue of self-hatred in our community. You know,
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, the issue much deeper than that.
Yeah, we've been programmed so much to hate ourselves and not value ourselves and each other. We project our insecurities and our hatred onto each other, regardless of the group. We lost him again.
What happened, man?
Y'all listening to our conversation?
Sorry.
Next time you get phone on this shit, you like, damn, my
shit just go black.
Killer will be like, damn, I can never have Kevin back on my shit no more.
I was telling CeeCee, I think that speaks to a larger issue about the self-hatred we have within our community. How we,
Yeah. Because is it wrong for me to say, I don't say is it wrong? But I'm going to say something. Y'all, I know both of y'all going to look at me like I'm crazy when I say this. But Christianity, Islam, Judaism wasn't meant for black people. Okay. So what was meant for us, black folks? What is our connection to the Creator, to the Almighty?
Loaded question, right?
Yeah, like what is our connection?
What is our connection?
What is our connection to the Almighty? What is our connection to the Almighty?
Our authenticity. Like I feel like our spirit, like our soul. Our
Allah
connects
says,
us
I
to the
am to my
Creator.
servant as he sees me. If you think
Yeah.
Allah is great, he is great. If you see him as small, then he is small to you. It's how you see that's your own personal connection to the Creator, how you see him.
I'm gonna say something. Y'all, I know both of y'all gonna look at me like I'm crazy when I say this, but Christianity, Islam, Judaism wasn't meant for black people.
What?
It wasn't meant for us.
Islam wasn't meant for black people either?
Islam.
Are you saying knowledge, period?
It's not about the knowledge. Islam, Christianity, Judaism was not meant for black people.
What, explain.
Explain. I mean, Aquila, you know that. Well, listen to this now. History has shown me. All right, history has shown me. I read the Quran one day, and in the Quran it says something about treating your slaves, how to treat your slaves. And I was like, wait. In the Bible, the Old Testament, it was saying something about treating your slaves. So I was like, wait. Smoking my weed one day, I just, it was thinking.
We're also at the behest of someone's translation. If we're not familiar with Arabia, it could be another word, but that interpreter puts slave or one who your right hand possesses. Because there's a lot within the Arabia where you're at the behest of the translator. If the translator has an agenda, which some of them do, then as a non-Arabic speaker, you're gonna realize, like, I can see your point, like slave. But we also understand there's a lot of history in the Quran too.
Okay, exactly. So the Arab man had something to do with the slave trade. The Europeans had something to do with the slave trade. And all the books that the Arab, Islam, the Quran, the Bible, the Old Testament, New Testament, all had something to say about how to treat the one that you possess. It's like, so you trying to tell me that God created us, some of us to be slaves, and some of us not to be slaves? Then I ask myself this question: what was black people's religion before all of this? Then it hit me. Our religion was nature, not worshiping the sky and stuff like that, but it was nature. Yeah. Nature. Even when the slaves came to America, how did the slaves worship? They went into the woods, drums and stuff like that. That's where our rhythm, that's where we get our energy from the sun. We hear a rhythm, how we move and stuff like that. So I started looking, I started thinking. We connected to the earth, the planet. Look where Africa sits at. It's been sitting in the same place, even when all the continents connected all as one. Africa was the center of it. Everything was connected to Africa pretty much, and it's separated from Africa. But Africa been sitting in the same spot. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah. It's connected to the earth. It's connected to Mother Earth. Us as black people, we were connected to that with our hair, our skin, the way we communicated with each other, the knowledge that we possessed. All that started with us before everything else. So now you fast forward to today, and I feel like one of the biggest divides of black people is religion.
It is.
Well, that's a divide. A lot of people aren't consensus with that, but I would push back and say that it's not the religion; it's the people practicing the religion. If you're a Muslim, a Jewish person, or a Christian, and you're not adhering, because again, we have to remember, the word's been changed. The word's been changed from its original intent. And again, if you have a certain agenda, you're going to change it to fit your agenda. If you have an evil agenda, you're going to put things in there that Allah didn't even intend to put in there. It's like, we can get away with this all of a sudden. Okay,
interpret it the way you want to interpret it for your agenda.
Exactly, because the Quran, because the Quran. Think about pre-Islamic Arabia. Women were considered. We weren't even considered. Again, we weren't considered people. Islam came and liberated the woman. Islam says you should free your slave, free those people. You're not a slave to anyone. The only one you're a slave to is the creator. That's it. Mm-hmm. Allah speaks to that. And so again, I'll push back. It's not religion. It's people practicing their religion. They're practicing it not in their pure form. They're practicing the way they want to practice it, which is completely a 180 from what it was.
Exactly. It's not the people themselves. It's what people do in the name of religion. It ain't the money. It ain't the money itself. It's what the people do
with your money.
But can't nobody see that Black people going through problems from slavery. Can't
Listen.
nobody see that.
They see it, they don't care.
I got a question though. How do you feel about two cousins having offsprings?
Well, how first cousins?
Do they know their cousins?
Right.
They know their cousins, and they're adults. They know their cousins. They grown. They know their cousins. I don't know what down what first, second, third, or fourth. I don't know.
I mean, because at some point it's going to affect the child. That's what I'm saying.
I know.
That's why you don't do stuff like that.
Okay. You're 100% right. You're 100% right. So now, check this out now, right? How do you look at the individuals when the individual A, individual B, individual A, their mom's A, that's your cousin. Don't do that. That's your cousin. Individual B, like, hey, that's your cousin. I'm telling you that. That's your cousin. Don't do that. So the motherfuckers go ahead and do it anyway. Now, only do they have a baby.
Is there something wrong with the child? Is that why they want to take that kid?
There ain't nothing wrong with the child.
I think they're being hella irresponsible. I think they're being hella irresponsible and yeah. So now who's taking care of the child?
The child's grandmother.
Wow. Are they still in a relationship?
No, they can't stand each other.
I think I'm gonna tell you what I you know what I think? I think slavery is to blame. I mean, I'm for real. Like that sounds crazy and it might sound far-fetched, but where did it come from? What is the root cause? Are two people trying to act out? Does two people not really care? Is the family not tight? Do they not know better? Are there like what's been instituted? What is family really? Do you know what I'm saying? Because there's family members that are sexual. I know that for a fact. There are sexual encounters between family members. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, where did that come from? What's the root? Because just being like, I can't judge them. However, it's crazy. That's crazy. And I would highly really like to know what's the root, where it come from. Like, what's the root? That you know what I mean, though? Is it like a difficulty understanding what family is?
I wouldn't even say it was slavery, because there were certain cultures thousands of years ago where that same situation happened, and they didn't have slavery at the as a part of their culture. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I just think it's something.
A long time.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's just something within the.
That kind of stuff was practiced back in those,
Yeah.
Ancient times when they had kings and queens and stuff like that to keep the blood, keep the bloodline pure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, married cousins and stuff like that. To keep the bloodline pure.
Y'all right, and I 100% agree. But then at some point, the deviance of it. Okay, whether we agree with keeping the bloodline pure or not, they had a purpose. They had a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like they had a reason. They had a purpose behind it. This is why we're doing it. But if two people are acting like that, doing that, and bringing life into the world under those pretenses, where does that purpose lie? And I say slavery because we are in America, and we are they black? Are they black? I just thought about it. I was like, wait a minute, they black. Yeah. Okay. And
doesn't really matter.
My bad.
Hey,
but I'm saying no.
Listen, hold on. Before you say it, right? And I be the control. You're right. You're killing like, because the first thing I was like, does it really matter? It's like, well, hold up. I'm like this. When I hear about somebody like killing up a whole bunch of people, the first thing I say is, damn, I hope they wasn't black.
Yeah, I know. That too. I be like, oh.
So when I was reading the story, about the cousins, I was just like, Damn, I hope they wasn't black. Then they showed the picture. I was like, oh man, yo, you just nasty as hell. How y'all gonna do something like that, bro?
Ow! Yeah.
What kind of some shit is you? All you niggas is this terrible. Why?
But we really have to pay attention, shine a light on what's broken. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Everybody's mentality ain't as intact as what this panel. How we said, now I would say everybody is intact pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Ain't nobody perfect, but you know what I'm saying? Everybody intact. Okay, well, sense ain't so common. And right. and it's a reason for that. That's a defect. Like, it's some people that's truly being inheriting effects and just like really, really odd ends of slavery.
I don't think it got nothing to do with slavery. I think it goes. Now listen,
on a deeper surface.
On a deeper scale, it has nothing to do with slavery. On a deeper scale, it has a lot to do with the mentality of Caucasian people. Because
slavery.
Now I'm going back beyond slavery.
It's like 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon. Everything goes back to Kevin Bacon. Slavery.
Yeah.
Slavery.
I'm going back beyond slavery, right? I'm going like before America was even thought about.
Real talk.
Every time they got one of them boats, you dig what I'm saying? They had to go across this water somewhere. It's gonna be like 6 months. There was some women on this boat. Even it was one woman on this boat, we already know what happened to that one woman on the boat. So you try to tell me there's a couple big dudes, a couple small dudes. Kind of the same shit you hear about in prison right now. A lot of that shit was going on those boats. That's the European mentality. But that deviant shit always been in them motherfuckers. It always been in them.
Yeah.
And now you say slavery. Yeah, because down in Jamaica they had buck breaking camps. They had buck breaking camps. I believe that's what you used to call black boys. You used to call them bucks. Like deers and shit, they call them bucks because they was always bucking, trying to buck the system. How do you break a buck? How do you break a horse? You get that horse and you get on that horse back and you ride that horse to make that horse so he can't throw you. You break the horse. You break the horse spirit. And that's what they did to a lot of blacks at those buck breaking camps. You'll have a family. I'm gonna use myself as an example. Let's say me and Aquila was married, on the slave farm. I'm a big buck. I'm a big, farm hand, big strong slave. I'm big and strong. But I'm kind of bucking a little bit, We gotta break this buck. Too many other slaves want to follow him. He got too much control over the other slaves. So what we gonna do to him? Well, you can whip him. He too strong for that. He'll just sit there and take that. I know what we can do. And this how deprived their thinking is. Let's fuck him. Let's tie him up and we're gonna run up in him. Mm-hmm. That's a good idea. And they actually went and did stuff like that. Mm-hmm. You did.
They did all kinds of stuff. There was actually this guy called Willie Lynch. The Willie Lynch letter. How they instituted a lot of his ideas. Yeah.
Yeah. Willie said use religion, use sexuality, use everything you can to control these slaves for the next 400 years.
Right. So why can't this be from slavery? Because the mindset is the mindset. Somebody reaping. Somebody gotta reap that stuff. Just like what we talking about, the things that's that happen to people and through the years. You know what I'm saying? Somebody, even though these people may be awake, like dead, to have died, somebody reaping. Gotta reap that frustration, that anger, that that energy, that less than, that spirit. It's it's people right now still reaping energy from like passed down, because if I'm in an unsavory situation and y'all my kids, I might be unsavory to y'all because I'm frustrated as hell. You know what I'm saying? I'm a victim.
You're not going to be the best parent you can be.
Right. And then y'all gonna, you know what I'm saying? And just keep going.
Check this out. So last week I said something about being gay. If you know, like you kept saying about the slavery, the mentality of the slave, mentality of the slave, mentality of slavery, the mentality of the slave masters. Slave masters did that to break the slaves. And other times slave masters did that just because that's how sexually deprived they were. The sexually depravity? Depravity is like depriving somebody from something.
And obsessed.
They was obsessed. You know what I mean? They was obsessed with the black body, with everything. They was obsessed
curves and
they wanted, but instead of having sex with the black woman, they was having sex with the black
profit. We got to remember profit, because at one point America, they especially in England, they outlawed slavery. They weren't bringing no more slaves over from Africa, so they're like, you know what? Our profit margin is being affected. We need to produce more slaves. Therefore, they rape the women.
Yeah, or they bred them just like they bred, sheep, cows, and everything else. Well, I got a big buck over here. He's 25 years old. He about 6'5". He about 280 pounds. He's a good strong buck. Well, I got a big mammy over here. I got a mammy. They ain't calling women. I got a mammy over here.
Mammy, yeah.
I got a mammy over here. I got a young mammy over here. She's good. She's young. She never had no. Well, let's go ahead and breed these two. Just like they breed the horses. But you know the difference between a racehorse that run the Kentucky Derby and a slave back then? A couple million dollars. A couple million. Because guess what? That horse that won the Kentucky Derby was more valuable than that slave that was taking care of the horse that won the Kentucky Derby. But they bred him just the same. They bred him just the same. Come on in here. Shit, they might have been first cousins. Shit, they don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
You dig what I'm saying? They don't know. They think about this real. She done had 4 kids, but we're gonna take these 2 and send them over here to Georgia. Send one of them to Georgia, send one of them to North Carolina. So 30 years go past. They see each other. They don't even know each other no more. They get in a relationship, come to find out these motherfuckers cousins. Can you be mad at them? They don't know. Listen, I feel like this real. Every black person that got off them slave ships back then, every black person today, we are related.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
We are related. So guess what? You might be sleeping with your cousin. You might not be sleeping with your cousin. Shit, we don't fucking know.
No.
We really don't know. You dig what I'm saying? But ignorance is bliss to some people. You dig what I'm saying? Ignorance is bliss to some people. But I know in the Quran and in the Bible, there's no excuse for being ignorant. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You get in front of the Almighty, you're like, hey man, but listen, I ain't know all of that. It was
that's the thing. It's no excuses, period.
Especially nowadays. Nowadays, you got the internet. You got so many resources nowadays. There's no excuse.
Yeah.
It ain't no excuses on, boy. You know it. You could have figured it out. Because that's like Aquila said, you see yourself, your connection to God, to the Creator, is how you see it. So you feel like you are the Creator. He is me. I am him. But we put us here to create.
I just did a TikTok on that.
I probably need to stop before I start talking to y'all, huh?
You said what?
I said I probably need to stop smoking before I start talking to y'all.
Oh no, shit! I smoked before I started talking to y'all. Cause I didn't know, so I said, "Well, let me get a little session in, and I'll meet." You know what I'm saying?
Get a good train of thought. Get a good train of thought going. That's all.
Yeah, so sound like you right on time.
I'm just messing with a killer. That's all thing I need to hear. That's the only thing I need to hear as a killer. Say, yeah, I smoke all the time. I hear that. Oh, boy, look at him. I'm gonna go to church. I'm going to Juma on Friday and going to church on Sunday.
Oh God.
Aquila, what elementary school you went to?
Elementary, Orange River.
You went to Orange River. That was like pretty much right down the street from your house, right?
Yeah.
And me and you live, how far me and you live from each other?
Less than 3 miles.
If that.
Mm.
And
what middle school? What elementary school did you go to?
With me?
Mm-hmm.
Calusa.
Oh wow.
Segregation.
Yeah, I went to Orange River too.
I went to Calusa Elementary, and guess what? I live right down the street from Michigan Elementary.
Oh, that's right. That's crazy. Yeah.
You dig that? You dig that? They shipped us in Michigan Projects. They shipped us from Michigan Projects to Calusa, to Cape Coral every morning. When in the 5-mile vicinity, there was 2 elementary schools and a middle school. 3 schools in a 5-mile vicinity.
Oh, to fill some quota, yeah.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
Because Calusa Elementary was a new school. In order for them to get state and federal funding, they had to meet the required numbers of Black students.
Mm. So they were rounding them up. We gonna come get you. We gonna bring y'all here. Cause they was gonna meet that quota.
Listen, 2 bus loads, Michigan Project, all day, every day. That was the quota. 2 bus loads, Michigan Project, all day, every day. You tell me, what kind of education you think your kids was getting? Aquila went to a school. Her mom was a teacher at the school. Mm-hmm. Perfect mixture of Black and white kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Each class got but damn near the same number of Black and white kids. I
loved it. I went there. I went to Orange River too, and I absolutely loved my elementary school experience.
Can I tell this out? I'm going to Calusa Elementary. It's 3 Black kids per class. Sometimes. You dig what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Everything else is gold medal white. Gold medal flower. Gold medal flower.
That's crazy.
What kind of education is your people really getting? These teachers, at that time, nobody teaching how to teach them Black kids. I come out to Lehigh, and my first day at Lehigh, this cracker called me. Oh, this is gonna be a long goddamn. Then you go to middle school. What middle school you went to?
Lee Middle.
Lee Middle. Pretty much a majority Black school. Good mixture though. White, Black, Hispanic.
Yeah.
I went to Lehigh. This is a pretty decent mixture. Black kids in Lehigh, and the rest of them, we had Black kids in Lehigh, but we didn't have enough Black kids in Lehigh, so we shipped the ones over there off Ortiz behind the flea market. So we got a couple bus loads of them. Then you already know what high school we went to. Y'all went to Fort Myers High School, right?
Yeah.
No, I left.
I went to Fort Myers High School.
Aquila went to Fort Myers High School. I used to be so jealous. I used to be so jealous of Aquila at Fort Myers High School.
Why?
What you mean? For me, at Fort Myers High School, like looking at Fort Myers High School was like, that's what all the elite Black people went to.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, it was dependent because I was in the honors program, and where I was the only Black person in the classroom a lot of times, it was so alienating and frustrating being the only one.
I went to Riverdale High School.
That's the school I wanted to go to. I remember before we left, everybody around me, like my older people and siblings and stuff, like Kelly and them, they all went to Riverdale. So everybody around me, it was like the popular thing. I remember going to games with and stuff, just like really wanting to go to that school. Ain't that crazy? And then when I moved and came back, I talked to somebody that went to Riverdale. They said, "Oh no, CeeCee, it changed." They were like, "Oh, CeeCee, it changed."
Hey, if you follow me on Spotify and don't want to miss any new episodes, turn on the follow button. You can also listen to the conversation piece on Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Pocket Cast, RadioPublic.com, Breaker.audio, and Anchor.fm/Aquila Lynch. You can also drop me an email at theconversationpiece2020@outlook.com for any comments or suggestions. Thanks for the support.
I seen a meme right on Facebook, and that's the reason I asked y'all about who benefits from racism. Now, at this table, it was a black dude at the table, there was a white dude at the table, but it was an older white dude in the suit at the table. All right, the older white dude had all the cookies on his plate. The other white dude had one cookie on his plate, and the black dude didn't have a plate and no cookies.
Yeah.
The older white dude looks at the white dude with the one cookie and says, "Hey, you got to watch them. They're trying to take your cookies." All the while, this old white dude got all the cookies on his plate.
Wow.
Were you watching the impeachment trial?
I don't watch that crap, man.
Why?
They want to impeach a person that's not a politician for
Kevin,
a person.
that was strategic. That was all Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell purposely said, "Well, we kind of impeach him until the 19th when the Senate comes back into session. But then Joe Biden gonna be sworn in on 20th, so we really can't redo nothing." They knew what they were doing.
Of course, they did what they was
doing. But they impeached him while he was still in office.
They wanted that man out of office because he was making all of them look bad. And to tell the truth, the man was kind of doing a good damn job. Now everybody keep talking about this whole pandemic and he fumbled the ball in the pandemic. Well, if you can show me where America had in the past 40 years where America had another pandemic and we took care of it the right way, I'd be happy to say, well, he did a bad job. But to my knowledge,
during the Obama administration, they had the Ebola breakout, and they curbed that, and they even left the playbook for the Trump administration, and Trump administration tossed out the window. They're like, no, we don't need it.
The Ebola?
Ebola is like 10 times more deadlier than the coronavirus.
Exactly. And where they kept it at? How many people in America got Ebola?
Exactly.
How many people in America got Ebola?
I don't know. Not a lot. How many people got COVID?
A lot of people got COVID, but when you start hearing these different things about it, okay, this is how I put it. It's not to blame no administration. Mm-hmm. It's just knowing the history of the government and knowing the history of those people that play politics and stuff like that. If they're willing to sacrifice a couple 100,000 people, is that too far-fetched to think?
Oh.
Is it?
I mean, I understand the thinking behind that because there's a certain concept of thinking like, oh, we'll sacrifice the few to save the many. That's their thinking.
Okay. Now again, has it been done before?
Yes.
It's been done in almost in every decade. It's been done. You know what I mean?
That don't mean it's right though.
You're 100% right, but why they keep going back to that?
To what?
That way of thinking. Well, we can sacrifice X amount, and save the population. When people start talking about, well, how many people have died from COVID in America? Less than 200,000? Less than 300,000?
It's almost. No, it's over like 400,000 something now.
400,000 people done died from COVID? Honestly, don't die from COVID.
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
I do. Well, I know one. I know. I'm sorry. I know 3 did. I can't speak for 400,000, but I know 3 people that have. Well, I know more than that, but 3 people in my, like 2 aunt and 2 cousins.
Yeah, that you know of them
that I know, but
But check this out. When they talk about this whole COVID thing and how people handle it, you can tell people all day not to put on a mask, put on a mask, put on a mask. You can tell people all day long to put on a mask. People gonna do what they feel like doing, but you gonna tell people to put on a mask and you gonna cut down. I can understand a lot of these people's gripes because you're gonna tell people to put on a mask and tell people to stay at home. People got jobs who need to go to work, this, that, and the third. If you got a business, they tell you to stay at home. Now your business is falling down, but Walmart, Target, Publix, Winn-Dixie, all these other chains are staying open and they making money. You know what I mean? But your business, your restaurant, whatever you got going is, so we gonna give you a couple of dollars to help your employees out. That shit don't last long, especially when you got these people up there in Washington D.C. arguing over every little thing. How you gonna help people? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They argue over every little thing. You think Mitch McConnell or what's that lady name? The white lady. The Pelosi. You think any of the people in Congress, in the White, any of those people up, they got to worry about the coronavirus like you and I do?
Yeah.
Got to worry. I don't. It's just like when Hillary Clinton called what she had a brain aneurysm. Back when I was a kid, you had a brain aneurysm, you was dead. This motherfucker walking around here like it ain't nothing. You did what I'm saying?
The irony with our Congress, our elected men and women, is that the access of healthcare that they receive technically is universal healthcare, but they don't want to give it to the American people. That's the bullshit I'm talking about.
Okay, so you know all of this. We know this. You just told me something. And you know that these people talking about, we're for the people. We're for the people. How the hell you for the people, man? How you for the people? You gonna do me like this?
A couple of programming edits. At the time of this conversation, the death toll from COVID was in the high 400,000s, and it is now over 527,000. I mean, what does politician mean in Latin? Blood-sucking tick. They're all full of shit.
So damn, if y'all know all of that, why y'all keep voting for these people then? That's why I understand. That's what all the great. If you know a politician in Latin is a blood-sucking tick, you know a white Democrat ain't no better than a white Republican. They both go ride in the same damn car. What's the difference? Why should I get mad? Why should I get mad? Because, I'm just a black man in America or African American to them. You know, you just want to, every couple of years, you want to change my name to something else except for American. You know, I'm just a black man trying to,
I'm with you on that one, Kevin. The whole American thing.
You're like what you call it? Like, I'm sitting here, I'm trying to think like, okay, if I got hit by a car, you know that I got hit by a car, broke my leg, right? Mm. So I'm thinking I'm gonna get like $60,000 to $80,000 back. These people telling me $50,000. I'm like, well, hold up, bro. I missed 2 months of work. You know, I got pins and rods and everything else in my leg. You know, I can't walk right now. And y'all saying $50,000 and I owe back child support? Nah, bro. This ain't right. This ain't right. But what can you do? Be thankful for what you got. You still got your leg. That's the history of black folks in a nutshell. Don't make too many waves. Don't complain about too much shit, because it's better than it was 30 years ago. It's better than it was 50 years ago. It's better than it was 60 years ago. Well, see, I've heard that argument too. I heard the argument like, oh, well, black people should just be grateful. Bump that. The sacrifices our ancestors and stuff made, built in this country or whatever. Exactly. This government owes. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna settle for this. Oh, we should just be grateful bullshit. I'm not with that. Okay.
So how y'all gonna collect?
Exactly. How we gonna collect?
I asked that last time.
What are we gonna collect? The question is, what are we gonna collect?
Yeah,
What do you gotta go now? Think about this here now. You gotta go to a person like Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi. All right, Aquila, me and you the same age. Miss Lady, you might be the same age of all of us. All right. Joe Biden been in the White House since me and you was born. You dig what I'm saying?
He been in the White House.
He's been in politics. Right. He's been a blood-sucking leech, a blood-sucking tick since me and you was born. Okay? Right. Now check this out. Yeah, the Iran-Contra affair. We all know what the Iran-Contra affair was about. Hell, they made a movie called Snowfall about it. It was about the dope, Los Angeles, Miami, New York, putting all that crack cocaine in the neighborhoods and stuff like that to fund some shit they wanted to do. But they couldn't outright do it, so what they do? They poison our neighborhoods, poison our brothers and sisters and grandmothers and mothers and brothers and sisters, and pretty much just decimated the black community. The same politician that sat there in 1980-something and said he don't really want his kids going to school with these kind of kids because they're animals,
Biden said that?
Oh, yeah, your boy Biden. Yeah, you better look up on your boy Biden. Look up on your boy Biden. Yeah. The same motherfucker y'all out there voting for, like, oh, but you got a black woman and this and that. Yeah, that same motherfucker been in there for 50-some years, sticking dick to black folks.
Listen, that wasn't my rationale. My rationale was anything had to be better than Trump. Anytime.
But listen, that's the thing about it. That is the thing about it. People always say, well, anything better than Trump. Trump is a racist. Trump is that. Trump is this. Trump is that. Okay, how you gonna call somebody racist when you done put racist Like, you done said racist things. You done pushed racist legislation for the past 40-some years.
They all shit. They're all shit. Like,
Exactly.
nobody that we put in there is going to be qualified to do this job. They all shit.
So you know they all shit. But one thing I did like about Trump wasn't a politician. He's a businessman. So when he got in the office, he told everybody,
who has gone bankrupt 5 times.
Hey, that's the American way.
So he wasn't a good business.
Hold up. He went bankrupt 5 times, right? If you think about it, our government set it up so you can do shit like that. You can go bankrupt.
But you can go bankrupt and come up.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can.
Our government set it up like that, though.
Pushing way worse, more toxins. Like, yeah. I mean, I'm appreciative of Trump. I'm appreciative that he did what he did because he woke up a lot of other people that were still asleep. However, that type of toxicity cannot be in there that much longer. It's combustion.
But it's okay to have that same kind of toxicity for the past 56 years as long as it's controlled toxicity.
Wait a minute, but there is a subtle difference. There is a subtle difference, and I agree with y'all about ain't no shit. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? No shit. But there is a such thing called redemption.
Thank you. That part.
And I'm gonna tell you this. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you this. I could have did this, that, and the third. But if I come to terms with what I do, what that mean?
What does it mean?
What that mean? I've evolved from the things that I've done.
Okay.
So what does that put me? Does that still put me in the pig pen doing those type of things?
But listen,
no, it don't. That's the difference between Biden and Trump, though.
Okay, if you still messing with the pig, if you still messing with that pig, you still in the pig pen. Damn your redemption, you still messing with the same pig.
But what if you ain't messing with the pig?
How about this? How about we give this man? How about since we voted him in, as a people.
Nah, no, that's y'all.
Kelly like
3 of the 4 of us.
You on your own.
3 of the 4. 75% of the panel did.
Huh?
Yeah.
75%. That's all fine and good. That's all fine and good.
Let's give it a chance to see if this man has evolved in any type. If he hasn't, let's see. Because I agree with you.
Okay.
Now he did. Okay.
Hold on. So y'all talking about giving this man a chance, right? This seems he was
we ain't
changing
got no
his
choice.
ways, right? Huh?
We ain't got no choice. He there. So
Right.
it's up to him. But he know he got most of the votes based on his redemption.
What redemption?
So he know he gonna have to prove, he gonna have to prove something though. But he the only one in there that gonna have to prove something though. He gonna have to. He gonna have to.
You know, the power of the people gonna say you out of that.
Listen. This man said
they gonna tear his ass up.
This man said you're not black if you don't vote for me. You're not black. Listen. This man said you're not black if you don't vote for me.
All this.
This man said you're not black. You're not a true black if you don't vote for me.
Yeah.
This man said. Listen.
You're taking it out of context, though.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Taking it out of context.
Okay, take this out of context. I got my hot sauce in my purse. It's the same shit.
That's pandering. That's pandering.
Huh?
That's pandering.
But listen, Killer, it's the same thing though. Hillary said it. Black women was like, "Hey, hold up, Hillary. You cool and all, but you keep your damn hot sauce in your purse." You dig what I'm saying? Man, look at those policies though. Look how many black men went to jail.
I know what you're saying. He had a hell of a contribution to the destruction. He had a hell of a both of them, but Kamala too had a hell of a contribution to the destruction of our community.
Now,
I can agree.
Not only that, so how you come back and go say, hey man, listen, I put a lot of y'all in jail. A lot of y'all didn't deserve to go to jail, but you know, a lot of y'all did go to jail. And I really didn't mean what I said about my kids going to school with your kids. Your kids ain't animal or beast or nothing like that. You know, I was just trying to get elected. I was just trying to stay in the White House. I was just trying to stay in power.
Okay, I understand that, but so at the time, he got a lot of black support for that bill, though. That's the part that they don't tell you about. Oh yeah, Joe Biden did this.
The church.
A lot of black support for that. Church members.
The church was behind.
Yes.
The church.
Yeah.
Certain black church members.
Yeah.
The church members and
the black church was behind him. And guess who don't pay taxes? And guess who don't pay taxes on no money?
No, I believe you now. It's crooks. Nah,
the black church
but they was paying for the influence. They had the influence, especially in them days. You know, black people now, people waking up from the whole like religion versus spirituality thing.
Now, listen, the black church is behind them. And what reward did the black church get? Y'all ain't got to pay no taxes on that money. Y'all ain't got to pay no taxes on that money. It's always something.
Yeah, they had a benefit.
Yeah, it's always something. That's why I always tell everybody, it ain't checkers, it's chess when you deal with these people.
It is. Chess. I agree.
Sometimes to learn something, you got to learn something else to look at something else and be like, damn, that is so true.
That was that was real you just said. That was real what you just said.
My grandfather taught me how to play checkers all day, every day. Taught me how to play checkers, One day my granddad said, I'm gonna teach you how to play chess. You need to learn how to play chess. I was like, for what? That's a white boy game. I mean, you gotta be smart to play that shit. You gotta do everything I was saying at that time, didn't realize it. That's what you gotta be in life.
Yeah.
You ain't gotta be a white
boy. That's because they've been playing games with us this whole goddamn time. That's all they've been doing is playing games.
Oh, so if you know that, and I know that, and all these black people that's quote unquote waking up know that, why do we still keep voting for these people and still support these people?
What's your alternative choice? How do you say we
the Black Party?
There you go.
The Black Party.
There you go.
Okay. But as we know that all black people don't have the same ideals. So how do you what is your
All white people ain't got the same idea, but you know what white people do?
I don't care about white people. I'm talking about our people.
I don't
care shit about white people, what they doing. What about us?
But let me explain. A white Italian and a white Spaniard, you know what they can do? They can sit down with each other and come up with some kind of compromise. Yeah. Listen, this is our enemy over here. You dig what I'm saying? So what we and you do to help each other combat them. You dig what I'm saying? Now what black folks need to do is like, you know what? Damn all the shit. But let's be on the same page when we out here in these streets, though.
Become allies.
What's your plan? What's your plan of action? If you had to say, we are here to listen to your speech, what's your plan of action to tell us?
It'll be a big plan of action. For one, you got to get the right people. The first thing you do is get the right people to go along with your plan. That's going to see the same thing that you're going to see. To see the same, have the same vision that you're going to have. That's the first thing, and that might be the hardest thing to do, is get the people who have the same vision and the same passion about your vision that you're going to have. You understand what I'm saying? Me personally, I feel like there's enough money in the black community for us to say, send out what you call a cease and desist letter to the white folks. Listen, we got enough money. We got enough black entertainers, black businessmen. We got enough black entertainers, black businessmen, black sports agents, black athletes and stuff like that in the state of Florida to say, you know what, we finna buy 5,000 acres in the state of Florida, and with these 5,000 acres, we're gonna make this a farm. Okay, that's like I said last time. What we gonna sell this food to? The Quality Life Center, the community grocery store in Fort Myers, the one in Sarasota, the one in Tampa for the black community, the one in Miami for the black community. It's gonna be like a trickle down effect, like I said last time. You start putting money back in your community. Now you start walking in your community and say, listen, if you can, like Miss Lady said last week, I love it. I've been thinking about it every day. She said, once one black person is accountable for themselves, then the black family is accountable for itself, then the black community is accountable for itself. It's accountability all the way down. So once we get that accountability all the way down, you dig what I'm saying? Our community is going to start growing. You know, the little black boy, the little black girl, going to see the doctor, they're going to see the lawyer walking around in the community, coming to say hi and stuff like that, instead of hiding behind their desk or only coming down to the community when it benefits them. But they're going to do it every day. You know what I'm saying? They're going to do it every day. So the little black boy, the little black girl can say, you know what, I can be a lawyer, I can be a doctor, I can be a dentist. They can go right there to the dentist office right there on Martin Luther King. You know, have our own. That's how you do it.
I'm down for that.
That's how you do it. And as far as money, as far as like the money and stuff like that is concerned, listen, I believe in black banking. I believe once you get your money, that's what it is. Once you get your money, because a person can't tell you nothing with money. I don't care what nobody say. A person can be as racist as they want to be. I got money. I'm not worried about how racist you are today because I got money. I can go to the grocery store, do what I want to do. If my car breaks down, I can get me a new car if I want to. I got money. I'm comfortable. My family comfortable. I don't have to worry about that. I started to see that when a lot of black folks got money and they don't worry about the racism. Is the racism out there? Yeah, the racism is out there. You dig what I'm saying? But I can't worry about that. I got to keep on keeping on. I'm not going to worry about it because this white man don't like me. I might not get this job. Well, guess what? I can create one. I can create a job for 15 other dudes if I have to. You dig what I'm saying? And that's where our mentality has to be at. When they don't want to give you nothing, when they do give you something, they want to give you as little as possible. As little as possible. Okay, cease and desist. Let's go ahead and step away from y'all. Let's step away from y'all and see how good y'all do without us for the next 50 years. I said, you know why they was so, or America was so against a Black Wall Street?
Because they don't want to see us doing shit by ourselves because they know we gonna excel.
It ain't even that. That's what we want to think. But you know what the worst thing in this world is? Let's imagine a black bank, right? You got a black bank and you got the Federal Reserve, right? The American government say, you know, the Federal Reserve interest rates is too high. What can we borrow some money from? Hey, we go down to we go to the black bank and borrow some money. The black bank will let us borrow some money. Yeah, and the interest rates ain't gonna be that high. Just imagine that.
Yeah, that control will be gone for them.
Ooh, you know how mad these people would be then. That's power. That is the kind of power black folks need to have and should have been had a long time ago. But when we get some money,
they did, and they burnt the shit down. Every time we get something, they tear it apart, so we won't be encouraged to do. But it never discourages us. We still keep going.
We still keep going. Now just think about that. They burnt down a Black Wall Street. They burnt down a town that was thriving because the black folks didn't want to cross the train tracks to do no business with them. And when they couldn't do no business with their own kind, they had to come over there and do business with us. Boy, look at here. That's like telling somebody in your family, kiss my ass. I don't need you. 3 weeks later, hey, can I borrow $50?
I was just playing.
I was watching a reality show and it played out just like that. It was like a person of color doing business with somebody who was just a white guy who was just starting up on his business. And he started popping off to her, like saying she ain't shit. And she was like, you know that business deal we were talking about? Yeah, that's not going to happen. He changed his tune real quick. Talking about, why we got to go there? Let's be professional.
Let's be professional. Cease and desist letters. That's my whole thing. Cease and desist letter. Listen, I got my own. I don't need you. But can I borrow something? Nah, bro, I'm sorry. No, you can't. We can't.
But the thing is that's why they're moving the way that they're moving, because they know they've done wrong by not only us, but the Native Americans. They've done wrong by people of color in general for so long. Their fear is that if another group gets in power, they're going to turn around and do to them what they've done to us. But see, as a people, I don't think we're like that.
We're not like that.
We're not like that. I don't want to get even with all white people.
Nope.
Few of them. I don't want to get rid of all of them.
Who got time for that? That's y'all issue.
Thank you.
That's y'all issue. We don't have that issue.
Hey, you know what that is? That's called what you call manifest guilt and manifest hate. You dig what I'm saying? When you just automatically see a person and be like, oh, they ain't no good, this, that, and all your guilt and your hate that you got built up in yourself, you putting it onto them. You projecting it onto them. And white folks been doing that for so long. They've been doing. I ain't gonna say white.
It's a disease.
I ain't gonna say just white folks. I'm gonna say people in general have been doing that for so long. People in general, because think about it now. There's some black folks and these white folks picked up and like, hey, you come with me, and these black folks got the same kind of attitude they got, but worse. But
it's
worse.
A disease.
Hey, the prime example is the president and your vice president. Oh yeah, we gonna put y'all in jail. She gonna make sure y'all in jail.
Redemption song.
Say again.
Redemption song.
That's what I'm saying. Whitey say, hey, we gonna make this legislation. If we catch you with a half a bag of trees, we gonna put y'all ass in jail. I just don't like black folks being used and being like. I just don't like black folks being used, man. I can't. I hate for anybody to be used like that to get over on other people or to promote some other kind of bullshit. I hate that. I hate that with a passion. That makes me not like nothing that a person does or says. And it seems like we talked about last week. It's like every 10 years, us black folks we get used. We just get used.
I'm sorry. I mean, cut you off. But you know what? It's a new day. And it's literally a new day. And we are currently on an upswing. The pendulum is swinging, baby. And we are on an upswing of unity, of we. And this is the time. The stuff that you're mentioning and that we all talking about, it is now time to not talk, but to act.
Yeah. I'm about to say, I know. I'm the only person that should be forgiven because I smoke weed. I know none of y'all sisters smoke weed.
I do too.
Oh, for real? Never mind.
It's finna roll up in a minute.
You know, killer work for them people, don't you?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, I know killer work for them people.
I don't know why he got to bring it up every doggone time.
I'm just saying, this guy, I just got to make sure everybody know, like, watch what you say. You don't want the people at your house. Money is a tool, and it's a lot of things, man. But it's just getting those pure voices that's out there. To be heard and not getting sidetracked with other stuff. Don't be afraid to speak from the heart and tell the truth.
That's where it's at. That's where it's at.
In Florida, Black Lives Matter and I think the Proud Boys had like counter protests or whatever, and cops showed up, and we all know whose side they took.
It's like they made a joke out of it. You know what I mean? It's like they made a joke out of it. And the killer, me and you about the same age. You probably about 10 years younger than I am.
We're the same age.
Huh?
We're the same age, I thought.
I know I'm just messing with. I say we about the same age. You about 10 years younger than I am.
Oh, I got the gray and stuff. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
I got my first grade.
Pluck it and see what happens.
No,
right, girl. You pluck 1, 10, come back.
So check this out, right? I look at like Black Lives Matter and the Proud Boys, Black Lives Matter and Tifa. Now, from my understanding, they was funded by the same people. You know what I mean? So it's like I remember hearing about the Black Panthers. You know what I mean? I remember hearing the story about the Black Panthers, how these brothers went. Same thing was going on in their neighborhood. Police beating up, shooting up, killing up people. They're not being held accountable for it. These brothers got together. One of the founders was a lawyer. He said, hey, man, we can carry our guns. As long as you ain't got no felony, you can carry a gun. And they went and marched on the Capitol of California with their guns. Hey, so now you going to fast forward. You're talking about Black Lives Matter. Nah, bro, I ain't going for that, bro. I've been through my life mattered, bro.
But my thing is, but like, what is the difference of somebody telling you your life matter and you knowing that your life matter?
Because you carry yourself differently. Because you carry yourself differently. Your
right, I agree.
Your mom and daddy tell you every day, you just as good as any kid you go to school with. You just as smart.
My mom used to tell me that.
When you take your kids to soccer, you the best thing out there. It's that confidence that they have.
Yeah.
So when they go out there in that field, when they go out there in that school, when they go out there in the world, they head held up high. You know what I'm saying? I know. Hey, little black girl, your life matters. I know that.
Yeah, right.
You're going to carry yourself in a way that you know your life matters.
Yeah, I agree. Google all of these African-American, I'm just using that because that's what we're talking about, facts and perspectives and stuff, right? And scroll all the way to the bottom of the page and see who really put that bitch up there. Like, for real. To see the source of that information. Sometimes it's actually very, very like mesmerizing. Like I just read all this Black American shit and then I see that KKK put it up there.
What?
I mean, yeah, oh yeah. Like you like all of these sites, the websites, people did those. That's one thing about Wikipedia. That's why Wikipedia is not a real source.
A reliable source.
It's not a reliable source. But like these web pages, like when you go, you'll be surprised. Like people put up, you could say whatever you want on your web page, you know, on your website. You can say whatever you want. And then at the bottom, it gives credit to who it is. And you'll be surprised how often the information that you receive in the source of the website, how that mismatch. And that's why I say I wouldn't be surprised to hear that somebody else, a white supremacist or somebody other than what sounds appropriate, would sponsor Black Lives Matter because it's the same thing.
These people got agendas. These people playing for their own teams.
Yep.
You know, and they use whatever measures possible to get their agenda, you know, get their whatever they're trying to get accomplished, they're gonna get it accomplished. Any means necessary. Black folks need to start thinking the same way.
Instead of demographics, we need to think psychographically. Instead of demographics, we need to think psychographically. You know what I'm saying? For real. Like we were talking about demographics earlier, Choppy, it don't matter where you at. If the mind thinking and operating right and clear, watch out. That's how you get in somebody's head. You know, because that's what it takes. That's what they're doing. They're using the mind. If you manipulate the mind, shit, you can do anything.
You know
but can you carry yourself like you were something and be a WAP?
What you do behind closed doors is what you do behind closed doors. But when you outside,
why does everything have to be behind closed doors? That's the perspective that needs to be changed a little bit to me, in my opinion, because people have made shit taboo. People have made shit like unacceptable, and it's like, who made these rules?
Okay, when I say behind closed doors, whatever you do in your house, how you discipline your kids, that's your house. I can't tell you what to do in your house. You dig what I'm saying? I can't even tell you what to do outside. But when you outside, you know what I mean? You're a woman, you got kids, you got a daughter. Let's say you got a daughter. You go outside, you got your shorts hiked up in your stuff, and your shirt, short of boob, but this, that, and third. How you gonna tell your daughter, hey, have some cool about yourself? Have some decency about you know, have some decency about yourself. I don't care what you're doing. So you can walk around your house, butt ass naked, do whatever you want to do. But when you outside, when you around people, though, carry yourself a little bit differently. You dig what I'm saying? Carry yourself a little bit different because you never know who watch. I ain't telling you what to do and what not to do. I got 4 daughters, and I hate to hear something bad that happened to one of my daughters. You know what I mean? But I look at it like this: it's 2 sides to every coin. I'm a man for one. And I know as a man what has gotten me aroused, you know. If I see if I'm at the beach and I'm walking down the beach, I see a woman in a one-piece bathing suit compared to a thong bathing suit. Hey, which one you gonna look at? You dig what I'm saying?
But see, that's the argument that I have, really, because that's not on the onus of the woman. Because it's not. People could be aroused by anything.
Right.
Like I could bat my eye a certain way and they be aroused by it.
You're right. You're right. Well, I'm not saying it like that. I'm not saying it. But when you at the beach, and stuff like that is one thing. But it's other people at the beach. You dig what I'm saying? So one person might look at you and be like, "Oh, she's very nice looking, whatever." It won't even act on that. You know what I'm saying? But you got some people that might act on it in some kind. They might want to say something to you. Hey, how you doing? They might want to mention something.
Well, that's how you teach your child how to look out for the predators.
Exactly. And one thing, as a man, when I'm teaching my daughter how to look out for these predators, is listen. I know it's freak nasty people out there. And they're gonna get off on anything you do. You might spit on the ground. I might turn them on. But as long as you doing what I'm asking you to do as a father, as a man, baby, listen, don't wear the jeans that's gonna be 2 sizes too tight. Don't wear the shorts that's gonna be all up in your ass and stuff like that. Daddy's not here to protect you. Because if I hear, oh, this man went over there and touched the daughter and this, that, and the third, listen, then I gotta go over there and do something to this man. You dig what I'm saying?
That's natural. That's natural for you, like that should be in every household. But then there is a line. There is a line to where everybody got to be their own man. And what I mean by that, not just man, but woman. Everybody got to be their own man. And I'm just gonna say, to be me, I'm gonna need my elbow room. Give me 50 feet because I'm gonna be me. Or if we in a business, you know what I'm saying, like in a boardroom, and how I present myself is how I present myself. So really, we really should focus on instilling what you say. You know what I mean? And not necessarily somebody's shorts really short or like a bikini top. I mean, you know what I mean? And not necessarily hanging out, but it's all subjective.
No, but what like, because I guess it's like the age I was brought up in, and my grandmother, Aquila, you know my grandma, I know your mama, you know what I mean? And like the sisters that we was around, but we got to educate them though.
Got to. And that's what it falls to. That's what it falls to. Exactly. The education. That's what we focus. Yeah, because anything past that is truly subjective. And what you think is short, I might think is long. You know what I mean? What you think,
Yeah, it's like we got to go back to educating our own as far as like with the morality. You know what I mean? Having like saying a yes, ma'am, saying a no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir. We have to educate our own and start going back to that, because that's what separated us from them.
I still say yes, ma'am, and yes, sir to this day.
Exactly. Just like my grandfather said. He said my grandfather told me this, I'll never forget it. One of the biggest things that the government did to the black family was telling the black family that you cannot discipline your child no more. You couldn't discipline your child like that no more. Because listen, when Zakiya Muhammad or Rabina Gray said something, it was like E.F. Hutton, you listen. And if you didn't listen, you're gonna get your ass handed to you, homie. Simple as that.
I mean, there's a difference between a beating and a spanking. Like there's a difference between the abuse. Some parents abuse their kids.
Listen, there's a difference between abuse and an ass whooping. It's a very thin line though. It's a very thin line though.
And it's also like children are different. Everybody's different. So learning styles have to be different. So not everybody's gonna learn from an ass whooping.
No, you're not.
Not everybody's gonna learn from just being spoken to, but some may. So it's subjective on the child.
And I learned with this generation, whoopings don't work. Take away those devices. Oh my God, they have your attention.
That's the new age. That's the new age. That's where they at.
You gotta take something away from them. Then again, I ain't gonna lie to you. A lot of parents be scared to take something for these new age, and these new age fuck around and blow up the whole house.
Yeah, they crazy too now. Yeah, they doing crazy
shit. But that's when it's up to the parents to pay attention to the psychographics of their child, and to know
parents are scared of their child these days, though. A lot of these parents are scared of these child these days because they want to be the parent's friend. They want to be the child's friend.
That's on the parent.
Yeah, that's on the parent.
You can't start parenting at age 10. You parent when the kid comes out of the chute. You don't parent at age 10 where they've already have they're used to certain behaviors. No, you parent When they start doing something, that's when you parent. You don't wait until the kid's damn near 15.
Exactly. I told my homeboy, he was like, yeah, I mean, trying to be my kids' friends, this, that, and that. I said, why be their friend, bro? I said, how many friends you got that's broke right now? He was like, none. I said, exactly. Your kid, your child, you got to work. You got to provide for this mother. You got to make sure you eat this, that, and third, go to school, get them clothes, this, that. You got everything. Why I want to be friends with somebody I got to... Nah, bro, I ain't got no broke homeboys. I ain't got no broke friends, period. You broke, homeboy. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say right now. Take your ass to school, get these good grades, do what I tell you to do, and that's it. You dig what I'm saying? That's it. Hey, can I get a PlayStation 5 for $500? No, you can't get no PlayStation 5 for $500.
You got straight A's? Shabu.
And if they got straight A's, they probably ain't gonna be worried about the PlayStation 5.
I'm talking about these kids got F's and D's but want a PlayStation 5. That's your problem right there.
No, here's the problem. The kids with F's and D's, they go to school with the $200 and $300 shoes on, with the Gucci belt and stuff like that. They want to look good. So you get the 300, you know what I mean? They want to look good. Hold up. Okay. I don't understand it.
Oh, I was like, let's get to the topic at hand. We're going to discuss society. Is society better or worse than 30 years ago?
That's a good question. 30 years ago, was what?
I was what, 13, 14?
14? Was in middle school? Was in high school?
I'm going to play devil's advocate. I'm interested. I'm just going to play devil's advocate on whatever y'all choose. Whatever y'all in the middle, I'm going to just argue the opposite. Because that's an interesting question. What y'all think? For real, for real.
That's a hell of a damn question, tell you the truth.
It is. I can almost like talk about it on both sides, because one way I want to say it's better because more and more people are waking up and just how, but then on the other end, we were a lot more connected. You know, like to fundamentally connected to our principles and ethics, and you know what I'm saying? Like,
I agree with that.
Yeah, like we were a lot. Nowadays, people don't even write no more. You don't write. You type it in or you speak it in. You know what I'm saying? That connection between even items such as a pen is gone. Mm-hmm. Not for me. But look, I keep one of them on deck. Yeah, not for me.
I would say, in a way, I agree with Miss Lady because she said, you know, there's more people are awake these days. You know what I mean? A lot more opportunity. There's a lot more opportunity out there for us and stuff like that. You know, back then it was like that was the infancy of it. The infancy of it. People starting to like realize things and wake up to things, and you know, being a freshman in high school, you had to get through that 4 years of high school, then you end up going to college, and then it's like you start living your life and start seeing things of what made you who you are, what was going to shape you for who you was going to be. So if you was one of those people that always cried about, you know, not being treated fair, you know, this person got this and this person got that, and I ain't got this and I ain't got that, you know, hopefully something happened to you over those 30 years that make you say, you know what, I'm going to get mine. I'm going to go ahead and get mine. And I feel like that attitude started back then. I'm going ahead and get mine. I'm going ahead and get mine. I hate to say it started with the dope boys. By any means necessary, the dope boys, I got to go get mine, bro.
The dope boys, no pun intended. You know what I'm saying? But dope boys are excellent business sense. Business sense.
Yeah.
What?
There's a hell of a
Yeah.
Here's a crazy thing about it. You know, I watched was that Vlad TV one time? They was talking to Freeway Ricky Ross. Now I'm looking at Freeway Ricky Ross, and everybody's like, yeah, damn, you know, Freeway Ricky Ross sold a lot of dope. That man was a hell of a businessman, though. They go from California to Connecticut to Florida to here. They have all these business connections and all this. Bro, you had to be a hell of a businessman. But see, that was one of the tricks that we fell upon. Instead of getting it with the dope, we should have got it with something else.
Yeah, with a product, or with a concept.
With a different kind of concept. But then, you know, my mind be all over the place. And I look at it like another thing. I was watching the Frank Matthews story when they were talking about Frank Matthews and having Frank Matthews got with the French Connection. He got with the remnants of the French Connection. The French Connection was a movie based off the heroin that was coming out of France that is over in America. Frank Matthews was the only black person to ever get a connect from right over there, where it's coming from. You dig what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So now Frank Matthews making money. He doing this, that, and the third. He putting on other black folks, and now the mafia got to come to him to get money. The mafia ain't making all the money they was making before, because now the blacks are making all the money. Even though you was making it off your people and you was selling them poison. But that goes back to saying what I was saying about the Black Wall Street. Just imagine having a black bank, and now the Italian man and the white man got to come to your bank, because they don't want to go to the Jewish man bank. They want to come to your bank and do business with you. You understand what I'm saying? They don't want that. They don't want that. They don't want us living in the same neighborhood as they live. We don't care if a black person living in a gated neighborhood. We just don't want to live in the same gated neighborhood we live in.
I think black people really have this energy to unite and start trusting each other. And yeah. I think I'm coming down to like the molecular level, like to start trusting each other, because it's been such a concerted effort to get us to not trust each other, not like each other. I think if people see that, maybe their mind will start to shift about how they see us, and then also how they see themselves in relation to how they see us. It starts with us.
It does.
Everything starts with us.
Thank you for listening. I appreciate all the support. For those of you who follow me on Spotify and don't want to miss out on any new episodes, turn on the notification button. You can also find the Conversation Piece podcast on iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Breaker.audio, Pocket Casts, Anchor.fm/Aquila Lynch, and RadioPublic.com. So long. And with that, I bid you farewell. Until next time. And remember, when you start a conversation, start with peace. Assalamu alaikum.